Hello there, this is Paper Kitty. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, well, I hope you will find this video enjoyable, entertaining, and maybe even inspirational. Today I am doing something different than I normally do, and that is doing some sketching. I love making junk journals and glue books. I do tend to do that the most, as well as things related to that and collages and that kind of thing. So do love me some arts and crafts, mixed media, art journals, that kind of thing. So, but lately I've been getting into sketching. So, and part of it is because I want to start making my own images for my glue books and my junk journals, perhaps, maybe not entirely, but I do kind of want to start working on that. So anyway, I have now shown you that I picked out an image from a magazine to use as a reference, because I'm not really sure how other artists do it, but I mean, unless you're like an extremely unusually famous person, I don't think most people can kind of just draw off the top of their head. I mean, there are people that can do that, obviously, but I don't think the general population of human beings can just pick up a pencil and just start drawing beautifully. And I think that's why I wanted to make this video, because I felt like just because you don't have this like crazy artistic talent, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't sketch or draw or whatever, So, and I think when we do that, we rob ourselves from enjoying art and from learning. And so, yeah, anyway, I am making, I mean, right now it looks really, really rough, as you can tell, but, I did start at the bottom with the girl's shirt. It's like a sweater, and like her chain, her little, not a chain, what is that called? A necklace. So I started there because I felt that gave me a feel for, the space, like the dimensions and the ratios of things, because if I'm using a picture as a point of reference, then it helps me to know where, I guess, geographically on the paper, I'm going to put these things, and it will help guide me as to where I need to do things. And so you'll see that in the end, this girl doesn't look too much or very much like the one that I'm using as a reference. But in a way that I almost welcome that, because again, I'm not trying to copy, and of course copying involves more of like tracing, which I don't think that that's a good plan. Now I do think that if you're really starter, that you can trace, but I think you need to be careful with maybe posting things that you trace, because that is a little bit like a no-no. Okay, so but now if you're just flat out drawing and using a picture or an image as a reference, I don't think that there's a problem with that at all. Like I said, most people need to do that. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about is that at some point I want to take my own pictures, so that then I can use those as a reference versus a printed material. So, but anyway, I'm making my way. And I'm really enjoying this process. And I think people that have been watching my channel, they love arts and crafts, and mainly art, perhaps. And so I'm thinking that maybe this could be an encouragement for them, and I want it to be an encouragement for you, and be able to, for you, if you wanted to try to make your own, you know, maybe ephemera or your own designs, that, you know, that you would not be afraid. As you can tell, I'm doing a lot of erasing. I mean, like, just constantly erasing, you know. And so it's just the way it is, because again, you know, I'm pretty new at this, and I did take like very little classes when I was a kid, and I kind of barely remember them, and I could probably watch some videos. I know that they have a lot of good resources online, and even maybe take a class or something, and that may be something that I do. But right now, honestly, I just wanted to do it, you know, badly even. Because sometimes it's like, you know, why do you do something? You know, I want to do it for the joy of it. And so I didn't feel like I needed to be terribly skilled before I tried. You know, I just wanted to get something going, and so I did. And so here it is. And so this challenge here is, you know, I learned a lot about angles, you know, because the angle of this portrait, for instance, is not like complete profile, and it's not a complete front of your, like, you know, you're not looking straight at the camera. The girl isn't, and she's, you know, she's kind of looking to the side, and you can sort of see a little bit of her profile. So it's a different angle, and I that's what I was learning on this one, because I don't think I had ever done anything like that. Like I said, my experience in sketching is very, very little, so I'm like as new as you can get. Okay, and I have to do a lot of erasing, and I have to use a portrait, a picture, a magazine image, whatever, as a reference point. So with that being said, yeah, as the other thing I'm learning is when you do the hair, you know, it actually kind of helps create the shape of her face and her head, you know, when you deal with the hair. So that was a little different for me, you know. And then also I'm kind of like moving some of that graphite, I get that pencil lead with my finger, so I'm kind of creating a little bit of shade and shadows and things, which, you know, I'm not very skilled at yet, maybe. And so you know, I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to be shading or how I'm, you know, any of that. But anyway, that's what I'm doing when I'm kind of like pushing out some of that pencil lead there. But yeah, going back to her hair, because again, I didn't realize how much the shape of the face is involved in that. So anyway, that's what we got as far as the sketching part. Now I'm gonna start coloring, which this is a really fun part, but it can get a little scary, because I do make mistakes, and they're not always easy to erase, because obviously it's color. So so that was interesting. So you'll get to see a few of my blunders here. I kind of make several oopsies, but again, I thought that it would be fun to just record and play and show you and discuss with you and just share with you, because I think it would be fun. Maybe encourage you to watercolor, sketch and watercolor. Anyway, I've come up with a color, which, by the way, I remember thinking a while back, the white. I was like, why the heck would anybody need the color white on a watercolor palette, right? I was like, that's just silly. But I didn't realize that it's because you need to mix colors to create your own colors, you know. So that's a tip maybe with that. I'm sure like professional people are saying, duh, they're probably not even watching this video this far, but anyway, maybe they are. I don't know. Some people are very bright and humble, and those two work together really well. So anyway, they may be watching this, and they may be saying, yes, girl, that's exactly right. So yeah, you create your own colors. So I created this like skin color, and to do that, I needed to add white, and I used a little bit of the red, a little bit of the yellowish tones, or like there is a kind of a skin tone type, but it's in the yellow family, and I didn't want her face to look super yellow. But anyway, I ended up feeling like when I was coloring her skin, her face, her ear, her neck and chest, that oh, there's a bobo that I made. There's a oopsie. I made an oopsie, and then I'm covering it with my finger. I don't know why. That was kind of dumb, but sorry about that. So, okay, so in a minute, I actually will let you see it. I know my finger is right up on the way, but anyway, I had made a little blunder there with, I'm so used to doing all pastels that I just have this like tendency to just smear things or like blend things with my finger. And so that kind of doesn't, it might work a little bit in watercolor, but not always. And I think when I did it a couple times here, I messed up. Okay, so now going back to the color of the lady's skin, I noticed that whenever I was kind of putting the color on, that it was picking up a lot of the pencil. So it got really muddy. And so I don't love that. I don't hate that. It's just a matter of whether that's the color you're going for. Now, artistically, I don't know. That could be like a total like loser move. I don't know. But anyway, as far as like just a lay person, nope, there's me smearing and making a big blunder. It's like, oh no. Anyway, so I thought, you know what? Just like what I've learned with junk journals and glue books, if you make a mistake, you work with it. Definitely a good life lesson as well. So, but yeah, so anyway, it was kind of funny because I kind of made that little blunder and ended up making it look like blush. And then that kind of gave the girl a little more color. And now I'm doing her hairline. That was an interesting learning thing, as well as the eyelashes, because, you know, her eyes are closed. And another thing I'm thinking about is that I need to learn more about like what brushes to use, because I think some of the work that I did was more difficult because I didn't have the appropriate brush for such a small image, you know. It wasn't as precise a brush as I can get, as a stiff and thin tipped. So anyway, that's part of the learning curve. There again, it wasn't going to stop me. I was just going to go and do it, because like Nike says, sometimes you just do it. You just do it. And, you know, like I said, I just wanted to do it. I just break the ice and start doing it. So yeah, I've already done a few sketches. Started in my eye color class, actually, and that's a class that I take. It's not really like a class that like there's a curriculum or that they teach you how to paint or anything, but it's just kind of like a lady there that is a moderator. She's a friend of mine, and so we just go there and do it. But she really doesn't like get into like, it's not a paid class or anything. It's just it's at the library, and it's more for fun and socializing, so we don't really get into like technique or anything like that. So, but anyway, I started the watercoloring there, and then those watercolors were actually very different, and the paper we used was very different, which, by the way, this paper is not even watercolor paper. It's a little bit thinner than watercolor paper, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, if that's something that helped me or hurt me. That may be the reason why the pencil lead ran on this one. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I'm getting to the end of this, and I just wanted to share, and I thank you for watching. If you would like to comment below, please do so. It always encourages me to see that. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I hope that you do, and that you ring the bell so that you know when I have made a new video for you to enjoy. Also, like this video. I don't know if I already said that, but anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all letting me share. And so yeah, I'm coming towards the end here, and I'm about to pick up the picture and show it to you. And I like the way it came out. I don't like on the left side near her chin that she looks like she might have a 5 o'clock shadow, which is a little shameful. But it's kind of funny. But anyway, I don't know, I may be able to fix that, but I'm thinking I needed to let it dry, because of course I was showing it to you wet. So love you so much. See you in the next one. Bye now.